All right, welcome to that Synth Show on a beautiful Tuesday morning. I hope you're having a great day. And a lot of people have been asking the Samurai, what do you think about this MOOG situation, or MOOG as we like to call it. But MOOG, are you freaking out? And I'll tell you what I'm thinking right now. So let's go to that Synth Show. All right, so this ain't breaking news. It's kind of broken news. Maybe that's what we'll call the segments. Broken news, when we don't get it right when it happens. But we got Music has laid off a large portion of the music staff. A sad day for the synth industry. So we've all known this was coming. Anybody who thought it wasn't and thought MOOG was going to be this beautiful little angel who was going to protect all its workers because it's been such a good company over the years, fair enough, I get it. Hope is eternal. But for anybody who's actually been paying attention and knows anything about anything, which is most everybody watching this channel, we knew that they were getting ready to slash and burn the works of them. Now, rumor is they've been moved over to Taiwan, or they're going to move to Taiwan. Some people think Taiwan's China. Some people think Taiwan is Taiwan. So, I don't know. You can go look into it, the One China policy. Is Taiwan Taiwan, or is Taiwan part of China? Who knows? To be honest, I don't even care. But let's have a quick look at what this beautiful news site, Synth Anatomy, has got to say about this. Because they actually got a hold of some people's text messages and going back and forth and talking about it. So, this is a call out to anybody working at MOOG in Asheville, North Carolina. If you want to come on the Synth Samurai, that Synth Show, and tell your story, man, hit me up in the email. It's in the description always. We'll get you on the show, and we'll let the people hear what you guys got to say, because I think a lot of people aren't very impressed. And there's a big moral dilemma going on, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But let's look real quick at what's going on here. According to ex-employees, Music has fired a large portion of staff. Okay, surprise, surprise, we knew they were going to do that. In June, they announced it was closing. We know that. Expansive news, MOOG fired the staff. MOOG just fired everybody. This is from Adam Strange, a former instructor at MOOG. Adam Strange, come on the show, baby. Let's talk about it. MOOG just fired most everybody. It was a good run. Game over. All right, so yeah, fair enough, game over. The question is, are all the MOOG, sorry, I keep saying MOOG, are all the MOOG fanboys going to stick with this company now? Is the moral dilemma of your loyalty to a company who has been great over the years, although in my opinion, super overpriced, way more expensive than anybody should ever have to buy a piece of musical equipment for. That's just my opinion, but people love it and it sounds great. So will they stay loyal? That's the question. Another person wrote, MOOG about to change forever, a sad day for their team and all of us. According to the post, Asheville location will remain open for now, only making a limited number of higher end products, but the majority will be made overseas and of lower quality. Now, I got a little problem with the of lower quality, because I just picked up a Hydra Synth Deluxe, and this thing is probably the highest quality, best user interface and experience I've ever had on any piece of technological equipment, even including an iPhone. So I don't know, and that's a pure Chinese synth, baby. So I don't know about the quality being lower. Maybe they will use some plastic instead of some metal. I don't know, but a lot of people were complaining about the grandmother and the matriarch, that the quality wasn't up to par, like the Sub 37 and things like that. So you be the judge. I don't know if the quality is going to go down, but what I do know, the price is going to go down. And as the poor man, we love when prices go down, all right? Because we need some prices to go down in this world right now. Paying too much for eggs, baby. I don't drink milk, thank God. All right, so here we go. Let's read this little post here. I walked down to the MOOG factory today to talk to them about selling to Music, and most of their team was in the parking lot, upset. They had just been laid off. A surprise to everyone today, but they did know something was coming. The MOOG store is open. They said maybe through next week, and it was for me okay to take some pictures. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. They just threw these people out in the parking lot. So you know what? If I owned a company that was multi-million dollars, I would throw a party for all the people I'm laying off. They'd walk into work. I'd be like, hey, everybody, 8-hour party. Nobody's working today. I'd have kegs of beer. I'd have liqueur. I'd have Hennessy. I'd have it all laid out. I'd have food galore. I'd have pizzas stacked up. And we'd have a party. And I'd be like, man, we had a good run. You know the deal. This is, it's not you, it's me. And we got to let you go. And thanks for all you contributed to the company. So that's what I would do if I was a company. But these companies they don't really care. They're a corporation. Corpse. Dead corpse is what corporations are. No feeling. All right, my husband has worked at Moog for 9+ years, was laid off this morning along with many more. All but 2 lines were canned. Just this past Wednesday, they called a meeting which they let employees believe. Okay, so let's get into the moral dilemma. My deal with moral dilemmas is, if you got a moral dilemma, take it up with something that actually matters, okay? The moral dilemma is, yeah, it sucks these employees got laid off. It sucks big time. It sucks when any employee anywhere gets laid off, all right? But you can't be like, I'm not going to buy a Moog synthesizer now because they're made in China and they laid off all their employees. Guess what? Everything in your house is made in China, okay? So if you're gonna post something saying I'm done with Moog, I'm never buying from Moog ever again, well, guess what? Take everything in your house, put it up for a yard sale, get rid of it all. Everything in your house is probably made. The glue holding your house together is made in China, so sell that too. Buy a tent. Oh, you can't buy a tent because that was made in China too. So what are you gonna do? Go dig a hole in the backyard, get a few no candles because they're made in China too. So enough with the moral dilemmas, all right? If you like the synthesizer, go buy the synthesizer. Companies are companies. When you buy a product, you kind of know what they're doing, you know? A lot of times there's some virtue signaling. We give this money to that. We made this. It's totally sourced this, that, and the other. I mean, let's be honest. Pick and choose. If you like them, if you like them. If you don't, you don't. But it's time to knock it off with the moral dilemmas, because there's a moral dilemma out there, and the real moral dilemma, I shouldn't get into it on this channel because it might get yanked down, but there's a big moral dilemma going on, all right, in this world. And it's got to do with children, man. And go watch The Sound of Freedom. That's the moral dilemma we all need to be worried about. Not Moog, synthesizers moving to China. The moral dilemma here is, it sucks this corporation laid off all their employees without having a party. That's the moral dilemma, okay? So, let's keep going. This is correct. Damn shame, blah, blah. Sad day for Moog. So here it is. Question is, are they going to keep the foundation open? We had that young lady, Mrs. Moog, give that little update on the foundation, say, you know, we're going to keep this going, blah, blah, blah. You ain't going to keep it going. It's done. It's over. But you are going to make cheap synthesizers that we can all buy. And, you know, that's the moral dilemma. All right. So that's the Synth Samurai's take on this Moog situation. I don't really care too much about if they're moving or if they're not. I love sound. I love synthesizers. I don't got it twisted that things are made overseas through slave labor and all this kind of stuff. Every product in your house is probably made with some form of slave labor, because how else would we get these products for so cheap? And they're not even cheap, right? So anyway, that's Moog. I love Moog. I love their synthesizers. I've always thought they were way overpriced and crazy, but I didn't mind it because I just considered them like a professional end synthesizer. But very overpriced, very misleading marketing, made in America, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't made in America. It's always been made in China. It was assembled in America, but most of the stuff came from China. So they've been from China for a long time. And one other thing, in music, 1972, according to SYNTHPUNK, was trademarked the name Moog? Huh. Was it Moog? Interesting. Okay? So go check that out. He got a video on that. Check it out. But that's it. That's my take. That's that Synth Show. I'm fired up today, baby. It's Tuesday, and I got to get to work because I got to make some money to get some synthesizers, baby. Woo! That's Synth Show.